What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And recently, a lot of people have been talking about where the Lions will select next year, what their draft pick is going to be. Is it going to be the top 10? Is it not? That's what everybody's worried about. Well, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I'm also going to give my thoughts. So let's get started. The Detroit Lions sit in a top 10 draft pick, barely in a top 10 draft pick. Last season, they had the 8th pick in the draft as they finished 6 and 10. Now, right now, the Detroit Lions, I know a lot of people are like, we should just tank. We should just tank and try to get the highest pick. And my thing is, we're basically tanking right now. I mean, even though you may not think we're actually tanking, we are tanking. I mean, we're losing every single game. We're playing our backup quarterback. There's no reason to bring Stafford back, which I'm glad they're not going to, at least at this point. Rest him for the rest of the season because we can't find a way to get a win. So right now, we're basically tanking. But there's no difference between tanking and doing what we are now and losing every single week, right? And the thing is, for me, about the Detroit Lions, we should tank. That gives me even more reason to be like, why? Why are we tanking? Like, why in the world are these coaches that we have, these guys, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but these guys that were, going to do these great things, why all of a sudden are we tanking? Why is that even a discussion? Why at this week in the season are we talking about next year already? After what we were before, why is this a thing? This is not rebuilding. Why are we rebuilding? Why? There's no need to be rebuilding at this point. But that's what it's come down to, and that makes me even more upset. It's like, really, we're talking about this, and we've played 10 games. Let me say that again. We have played 10 games, and we are talking about next year's draft pick already. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because that's what we've been left with as fans. As fans, we've been left with that. Because of how the Lions have performed this season defensively, we have been left with, we should be talking about draft picks for next season. Are you kidding me? 10 weeks in? I mean, we're not even looking at a potential wild card spot. This gets on my nerves because we were there, we were so close to this every single year, and all of a sudden we're talking about draft picks again. And what makes me more mad is it doesn't take a special skill to lose games. You could put me out there as coach, and I can tank for you guys. I can make us lose. That's the easy part. The hard part is fighting for a playoff spot. Anybody can give us number 1 pick. If we came into this year and we were like, you know what? We are rebuilding. Let's get the first pick next season. Okay, we could have literally just lost every game on purpose. Went on 116 the second time. Yeah, not even the first time. That's what's sad. And we could have the first pick again. You go get Chase Young, and then there you go. Boom, bang. Or you go get Joe Burrow. I don't know. Whoever you want to get. That's what you could have done. But the problem that I have, that we're tanking, that we're talking about tanking 10 weeks into the season, we played 10 games, we're talking about this. We still have 6 more games to play, and we are talking about trying to lose purposely. The fact is, I don't even think we are, but yet we are. At this point, now we may start trying to, and not really trying to, because here's my thing. How do you try to tank? You know what I mean? I understand playing your backups, but your backups aren't going to be trying to lose. You know what I mean? Your backups aren't going to go in there and be like, let's lose this game, guys. Tanking is okay, you're playing all your young guys, your backups, and they're just losing because they're not experienced. They're not trying to lose. And at this point, we're not going to get a first or a second pick in the draft. When you look at the draft order, I have it pulled up right here. That's why I'm using my computer, my CPU. I don't know if that's the same thing. Basically, the Bengals still haven't won a game this season. They're going to get the first pick. They're going to get the first pick, most likely. Okay, they're 0-10. So automatically, we're not going to get the first pick. We will lose every game out. We will not get the first pick. And if we're being honest, when you look at who's available going to be at that first pick, there's a chance the Bengals do take Chase Young if he comes out of Ohio State this year. They could take a Joe Burrow if they wanted to go get another quarterback. But they're going to get the first pick. You also have the Giants, who we already beat, who have 2 wins on the season. There's a very good chance we won't have less wins than them, so they'll have a higher pick than us. We also have on here the Miami Dolphins, who have won. I think at one point they won back-to-back games and they lost again. They won back-to-back games, but we're probably gonna have a better pick than them as well. So automatically, we can't even get a top 3 pick. Then you have other teams with 3 wins. There's multiple teams that have 3 and 7. You have the Falcons, who we could potentially have a worse pick than the Falcons because they have started to turn it on. You know why? Because they're actually playing. They're playing to win. Whether or not their season's over or not, they're at least competing. We don't even seem to be doing that defensively. And whether or not we're trying not to or we just aren't competing. And that would make you more mad. If I found out that this team was not trying to win, why in the world is this our coach, bro? I can do a better tanking job than any other coach in the league. I can bet you that. If you want to lose every game and you want to get number 1 pick, you call me. I will lose every single game and it won't be a problem. I don't want to hear that these guys are trying to tank and let's play it smart. I understand it's smart, but that's because they put themselves in that position by losing. This is not where we should be looking. We were talking trade deadline, like, oh, maybe a trade could change the season. We were 2-0-1 at one point. We've won one game since then. This stuff just drives me crazy. I know I keep bringing it up. It just drives me crazy. The Buccaneers, you got the Broncos. We're going to play the Broncos and the Buccaneers. You also have the Jets, who the Jets aren't very good. I think we'll have a better record than the Jets. So there's at least 4 teams I think that will be. The Broncos, we could beat the Broncos. We'll probably beat the Buccaneers if we're still trying. So then all of a sudden, I mean, I think at best you get the 5th pick. I think at best you're going to get a 5th pick. That's my thought. And now you have to look at the board like, what are we going to do with the 5th pick? I mean, is it that serious? If you're not getting the guy, right? If you're not getting Chase Young, is it that serious to have the 5th pick versus the 8th pick or the 10th pick? It may be. It definitely may be. Sometimes it happens. But if there's a guy that they certainly love, then they better trade up for him when it comes draft time. If there's a guy and they're sitting at 9 and the guy's at 7 and they don't trade up for him, I'm going to lose it. I thought there was a chance they would do that this year. Okay? They had our man out of Kentucky, the edge rusher, just sitting right there, and he went right before us. I thought we were going to trade him and get him. We didn't do that. No, we took TJ Hawkinson. No problems right there. No problems. I just don't see a way we're going to get... I mean, we are 3-6-1. Those teams are 3-7, so right now we're still above them. We tied the Cardinals. They have the same record as us because they tied us. The thing is, the best we can get is a top 5 picks. That's what it looks like, and that's so frustrating that we have to talk about taking and trying to lose for a draft pick. If these are our guys, and I know a lot of you guys don't believe in these dudes anyways, why does it matter what pick we get until we change things around here? I mean, if we have the 5th pick and we have guys that we don't believe are going to make the right choices, it doesn't matter what pick we have. Unless you have the 1st pick in the draft where it's like a no-brainer, does it even matter at that point? I just can't believe we're talking about this. And I want to see this team continue to fight. I don't care if your backups are in. You should continue to fight because I'm telling you, if it was just, let's lose, why are you coaching that? We didn't bring you in to lose. Come on, man. We were competing for playoffs before you came here. At least show us some fight if you're not going to take us there. If you're not going to get us there, okay. Blame it on whatever you want. But at least show fight. Don't just give up. We better not. I don't want to see this team try not to win. And yes, they're not winning right now either. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure stories will come out at the end of the year about what the Detroit Lions do. We'll see where they end up. I'm interested to hear. I didn't put out any names in this video that I'm interested in. I don't really feel like talking about it right now. I will at some point. It just makes me upset that in week 10 we're doing, at the 10th games in, we're talking about this. So you guys let me know in the comments below, players, and it's not our fault, right? As fans, this is fine to talk about. It's fine if you want to talk about this because the team put us in this situation where we have to talk about this because there's no point in talking about the season. Because we know we're not going to, unless you want to talk about how the back is developed, and that stuff's cool. I'm going to continue to talk about that, but it's like, come on, man. We're not even talking about playoffs anymore. Not even like the slimmest chance that we could possibly do it. I mean, I think there is a really slim chance that we could do it. So if you guys have any guys you are interested in, I'm just worried that the Chase Young thing won't happen because I don't see the Lions trading up to go get a draft a player. They didn't do it this past year, and they wanted Hawkinson. I just don't see it happening. They didn't even trade for a guy at the deadline. They sell all the time. I don't see them trading up to go get a player. So I don't think Chase Young will be a Lion even if he comes into the draft. I don't think, we'll go get a quarterback with the 1st round. I don't know who it's going to be. I really don't know, and I don't think this team is one player away. I think even if it was a Chase Young that we brought in, I don't think bringing in Chase Young would make this team a playoff threat all of a sudden. I really don't know, and we're going to have injuries next year anyways, too. So we'll see what happens. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. What players would you be interested in? Thank you for watching, and I'm out.